Hey YouTube, my name is Sevilla, and welcome to my Sevilla TCG stage. Last night I made top 48 at the really big Edison Tournament 5, playing this deck Lightsworn. I really liked the list a lot. It was a great experience for my first Edison event. Ended up going 4-2 overall in the tournament. I ended up at 44th place. I bricked in one of my games pretty badly, and then I lost a pretty close game 3 overall in losers. But I'm really happy with my performance overall at my first big Edison event. I'll go over a quick card by card, some decisions that I really liked about the deck that I tested out with Sheriff Snorlax in the format library too. We came up with this idea for a specific 4 cards that you might see in this list, as well as what I would change in the sideboard going forward. So for the Lightsworn package, we play 1 Arcus, 1 Aaron, 1 Garroth, 1 Jane, 1 Lumina, 2 Lila, 2 Celestia, 2 Raikou, 3 Wolf, 2 JD, and 2 Honest. It's a pretty standard Lightsworn package overall. I know people think that 3 Wolves might be too clunky sometimes, but we are playing over 40, so we're less likely to brick on Wolves in this build. The Arcus was really good. We also only play one-ofs of Jane, Aeroth, and Aaron because we are on Reinforcement of the Army, which toolboxes has any copy of those later on if you see the Rota. So the main heart and soul of the deck that was really good during the event was 2 Dandelion and 2 Debris Dragon. These cards let you stabilize very quickly versus decks that try to push really hard. It's the Dandies were just basically more copies of Necrogardna. Having to deal with the tokens on board was a killer. It bought me so many turns to resolve my Gold Sark, get my power cards that I have off the Sark, or it would let me set up more mills and synchro plays that I couldn't do previously in normal build of Lightsworn. There was a lot of times where I would make a Stardust Dragon that just defended my JD, or I would make things like an Ancient Fairy Dragon in defense mode to make it so that it was really hard to just get to my life points while I'm just trying to dig for my answers. I really like this aspect of the deck, and I would play the 2 Dandy, 2 Debris in Lightsworn always going forward. And then we have 1 Card Trooper, 1 Gores, 1 Necro, 1 Plague, and 1 Trigodia to round out our monsters. What's another really cool thing about Debris Dragon is you can reborn Card Trooper with it. Because Card Trooper mill is cost and not an effect activation, you can still mill under the Debris summon. So it lets you gain more resources in the graveyard to try to be able to drop a JD, or trying to hit a Dandy for defense, and then you can still make the AFD and make really cool plays overall. So I think our monster lineup is really solid for this deck. I wouldn't change anything about it, I don't think. As for the spells, we have 1 Charge the Light Brigade, 3 Solar Recharge, this card's great. I'm gonna move this over real quick. 1 Cold Wave, 1 Heavy, 1 Trunade, the power spell, still get rid of back row. 1 Foolish, 2 Gold Sark, 1 Reincarnation. This card's really good when you see it. Especially if you see a Dandy in your hand or a Necro. Any card you really want in the graveyard. To be able to just toolbox a JD, toolbox a Lumina, get back an Odyssey you've already used, get back a Celestia to be able to just push through back row. 1 Space. There was a lot of times this card came up, and when we get to the sideboard and what I would change, I'll get to why I think I want to change 2 cards in the sideboard in particular to another 2 cards. 1 Pot of Avarice. This card was fantastic all week too whenever I resolved it. Just being able to recycle my plant stuff, my non-Lightsworn names in the JDs and the Honest was killer. 1 Rhoda lets us toolbox these 3 cards right here, as well as sometimes you can just go find Necrogardner to put you to one of your effects. 2 Beckoning Light and 1 Dust Shoot. I really like the 2 Light, 1 Dust Shoot lineup for traps. It makes it so you're not clogging on your back row. It also lets us play 1, 2, 3, and 4 different recovery cards to get back our pieces. I played 44 overall. I'm a firm believer that if you play Lightsworn, you should not be playing 40. It will deck out extremely quickly, and it lets you not play in a way where you're less reliant on bricking on cards like Wolf. So I wanted to up my count, because that's what I did during those formats as well, during Lightsworn and during Edison when they were the formats at the time, is I'd be playing 42 to 44, and I think that's correct for a deck like this. For the side deck, we have 2 Sidra, 2 DD Crow, 2 Thunder King Ryo. This card's great. 1 Brain Control, 1 Burial, 1 Vortex, 2 Decree, 2 Shadow Imp, and 2 Iron Wall. So what I found was when I played the Iron Wall, my theory was to play these 4 cards versus Vayu Turbo. The problem with Iron Wall a lot of the time was it just did the same job as DD Crow. So moving forward, I would take out the Iron Walls and I would play 2 Twister to like not lose to Light and Piercing Mirrors often. Since we're on Pure and we're not on Chaos. That was the other really cool part about the Debris and the Dandy stuff. Is it like lets you make Black Rose under Light Imprisoning Mirror to be able to just like clear the board and make the way for your JDs and stuff. But going forward, I would definitely play the 2 Twister as well in my lineup. Extra deck, we have 1 Chimera Tech for the Sidras, 1 Cataster, 1 AFD, 1 Armory Arm, 1 Avenging Knight Parshath. I never made this guy, but it could have come up. This came up a lot. 1 Brio, this also came up a lot. 1 Colossal, 1 Flameville Oracrezas, 1 Goyo Guardian, 1 Iron Chain. We play this because it lets us make a 6 with Debris and Reiko. It also came up during my very first match versus Telezombie, where I was able to poke him, and then he milled Caius in Heavy Storm, and I felt really good. 1 Mistworm, 1 Red Arcan Archfiend, 1 Stardust, and 1 Thought Roller Archfiend. I won my round 1 versus Telezombie. I won versus Diva Hero, and I won versus Plantsworn. There was also a bye before my Plantsworn match. I ended up losing to Vayu, where I bricked both games, which was unfortunate, but it happens. And I lost to Blackwings game 3. But overall, I'm really happy with the list. I don't think I would change a thing about it, except for like cards in the sideboard. I would try to adjust these numbers somehow. Like, I think I want like a 3rd Ryo and a 3rd DD Crow, like somewhere in here. And like the 2 Twisters as well. So this is probably the part of the deck that needs to change the most. But the actual main board overall, I'm happy with. So just changing sideboard things are the only things I would do now. Really happy about the list overall. I don't think I would change anything about the main board. Thank you everybody for watching. My name's Sevilla. Hopefully next time I can upload one of these doing well at an Edison tournament event profiles again soon. Hopefully maybe just better than top 48. Maybe next time we get to top 8 at something like a Deck Devastators or the next really big Edison event. We'll see. Thank you again. If you like my content, subscribe. I am going to try to upload more regularly. Life's been a little hectic right now. You can also follow my main channel at A86 Sevilla here on YouTube, where I do Super Smash Bros. Melee content. And you can find me on Twitter at A86 Sevilla. And you can also find me on Discord at Sevilla2819 in the format library and the Edison format and the GOAT format libraries. I do plan on making more long form content, very like in the style of like stuff like Keegan very soon for these formats that I really enjoy, as well as doing some like remote duels things for Edison, GOAT, and the old formats as well. Thank you everybody again for watching, and I hope to see you soon.